a suite composed of dances from the mountainous upper reaches of Luzon. The dances in the suite portray the unique beliefs and way of life of a people unfazed by Spanish colonization. The suite of Cordillera dances begins with a flight of the Idaw bird, playing a vital role in hunting. The bird is regarded with much respect by warriors of the Kalinga tribe as they believe the Idaw to be an omen-bearing bird. Idaw dance begins with warriors cautiously creeping through forest paths, while others are squatting as they look at the sky. They are waiting for the Idaw bird. The warriors then press their left ear to the ground to listen. Upon seeing the bird, they throw their spears up into the air and catch them. They follow the bird's movements as they prepare to interpret its presence. The Idaw's gliding movement from right to left of the warrior's path signals a good omen. The warriors react with pride and strike the ground with their spear. The warriors make full turns to the left and right. They then gallop sideward and hit their shield with their spear as they exchange places. The leader of the tribe then enters as he strikes the ground with a shield. The warriors continue to gallop sideward while striking their shield with their spear. With small chasing steps, they move one after the other to form a line, then a circle. With bodies bent, they move sideward in a rhythm to the right and left. One after the other, they break the circle as they pivot in a crouching position on the balls of their feet. The warriors raise their heads up and yell. Again, they strike the ground with their shield 4 times while jumping in a crouching position. Punctuated by hitting the shield with their spear, they gallop sideward to the right and left twice. They then gallop around and turn to hit the ground with their shield. They let out another cry. With jumping movements and the clashing of shields, the men now simulate fighting, a pair at a time as they attack each other with their spears while protecting themselves with their shields. They hit the ground with their shield and yell. The dance ends with the warriors running to the center to exit in a guarding position. The leader then turns and hits the ground with his shield as he lets out a cry to warn the whole tribe. This dance uses brisk, powerful, and energetic movements. It also makes use of the percussive possibilities that the spears and shields produce by pounding them into the ground during climactic moments. The Idaw is followed by the Banga. Seemingly salidumay, they enter in a line with an earthen pot on their heads called the Banga, held by a deacon, a small round tubular cloth. Walking along the edge of a mountain trail with a skillful balancing of earthen pots on their heads, the maidens of North Kalinga are depicted in this graceful dance revolving around the fetching of water. The women walk as if they were tracing the edge of a mountain trail, their right arms extended forward in order to trace the narrow flat surface of the field as seen by the leader so they don't fall off. Their heads remain poised to balance the banga properly. The maidens walk with light bouncing movements as they turn around and move from side to side. All footwork begins with the right foot. The arm movements are very slight, consisting of small swings while walking. These are all natural walking movements. Taking a step and turn to the right, they walk to form two parallel lines. There is always a marked emphasis on alignment of arms and bodies. They walk to the center to merge into one straight line to introduce the couple. Standing straight, they now face the audience and stretch their arms sideward, palms facing the front and wrists moving up and down. They then kneel on both feet as their hands move downward to their lap. Slowly, they stand. With the ball of the right foot, they stamp repeatedly on 4 counts. One by one, and beginning from the rear, the maidens step and turn as they suffer to form 2 lines. They continue this movement as they present the maiden with the banga. They repeat some of the arm movements and the stamping movements before the dance ends for the maidens walking one after the other as they exit. The banga dance is reflective of the graceful and undisturbed beauty of mountain life where springs abound. both the male and female in this courtship dance. The maiden enters walking to the left side with a banga on her head, while the man enters from the left side with the ayok or alay. With palms facing down and arms stretched out to the side, the woman continues walking to the left. She goes to the back and waves to her friends who are honoring her. She ends on the left side, doing a step turn to the right. Now she goes around the man to show her consent. They both go to the center where the woman stops and sits. Two other ladies have one banga each on top of the woman's head. The man now approaches the woman, lifts all the bangas, and puts them down on the floor. The other maidens then walk towards the woman, a pair at a time. They carry one banga each and hand it to the woman. The woman adds one banga on top of another until she has a pile of 10 bangas. The man begins to dance around the woman. He manipulates his blanket dexterously while displaying his footwork. He does a step hop with his knees slightly bent. With his free foot forward and flexed, he invites the woman to dance with him. She stands and accepts the invitation. She then executes her affection and willingness. They both do the salit step. They dance while looking at each other, intensely expressing their love for the movement. The woman then kneels on both knees as she prepares to balance the bangas. Now the man lifts the pile of bangas from the floor and puts them on the woman's head. The woman then skillfully balances the pile. The woman now stands and they both begin to dance around. The man's steps vary depending on the direction he is going. Gallops as he goes sideward and a step rush when he goes backward. The man does the salit step, imitating the footwork of a rooster scratching the ground. The woman uses a variety of walking and mincing steps, as well as a heel and ball touch step. The dance ends with a man moving the cloth from right to left. This is his way of saying that he will protect her. culminates with a festive Thanksgiving dance called the Maya Uya'ui. Ifugao tradition dictates that for one to belong to the wealthy aristocrats, one must perform in the Uya'ui festival. Both men and women participate in this celebration, which is held in connection with good health, prosperity, a good harvest, the curing of an illness, as well as other merrymaking social functions. This dance derives its inspiration from the Ifugao tribe, the legendary builders of the world-renowned architectural wonder, the Rice Terraces. The men enter with their right foot flexed and their left knee slightly bent while moving diagonally right. The right arm is stretched to the side with the wrist flicking to the right. The left arm is bent and held close to the body with the palm facing upward. With bodies crouched, the men turn to the right. Their arms simulate flapping movements with their hands in a fist and their palms facing upward. The accent is inwards as they make a flapping sound. They stand with their left leg in front. Then they lean backwards, resting their weight on their right leg as they raise both arms repeatedly, the palms facing the sky. They twist to the right as the left arm moves across the body. This signifies their communion with the earth and the sky. They then do a forward thrusting movement. The left foot is bent forward with the weight rested on it. The right foot is stretched behind. Their wrists are touching the buttocks and their arms are clipped to the body. With their arms raised overhead, the men now bend both knees and do a step hop forward. The women enter walking with their arms down, their fists closed, and their wrists moving up and down in contact with the upper and lower hips alternately. The men bend backward as they repeat their first movement to signify their communion with the earth and sky. This time, the right leg is in front, while weight is rested on the left. The women execute tiny sliding steps on the ball of the foot with the right heel up and the left foot leading while flat on the floor. Their left arm is extended forward with their palms facing the ground, the middle and ring finger are flicking. The right arm is bent and held close to the hips, while the head is tilted slightly to the left. The toes are creeping. The women continue this movement, while the men make a step turn to the right, with their arms making an inward, circular movement. The movements of the men and women imitate the bird's wings while flying and gliding. The women repeat their shuffling step. This time their left arm is extended, shoulder level, palms facing front with finger flicking, and the right arm slightly bent towards the hips. The men stand on the right with a slight hop on the left as they proceed to repeat the previous thrusting movement forward. With their feet together, the women bend their knees and lift their arms sideward until their palms face the sky. Their heads are tilted to the left while they look downward. Both men and women repeat various movements like the step turn, stands, as well as many previous arm movements. The pace becomes faster as the atmosphere becomes more festive. The dance ends with chanting as the men and women kneel. culture and history into one majestic theatrical experience. Welcome, the Bayanihan Philippine Dance Company.